Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today we'll be doing a nice little interesting painting. I hope you could follow along with me. Today I'm gonna try to keep it simple. So let me run the colors across the screen that you'll need in the same order I have them on my palette. While they're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas pre-stretched double prime, and I add a thin layer of the liquid white. The liquid white, all it does is makes it slick, wet, ready to go, and just like that, we're in business. So let's get started with today's painting. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go into straight alizarin crimson with the 2-inch brush. Very lightly. I'm using the same brush I used to apply the liquid white. Let's decide where I want some pink glow on here. Just something to bring the viewer's eyes, I should say. So just doing crisscross strokes, just like so. Just crisscross applesauce. Let me lift it up a bit more. Just a bit. And just like that, we're in business. Now, let me see if I could lower the brightness a bit. There we go. Now, let's go ahead. Let's go into a little touch of the phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a strong color. You don't need much. Let's come in here and same thing. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. Leave a little space between the colors. So when we blend, it's a bit more smoother. So, a little bit more phthalo blue. Let's darken up those edges a bit. You can do it to whatever degree you want to. Up to you. Now, let me grab the trusty old 2-inch brush, clean dry 2-inch brush. And let's come in between and just do crisscross strokes and just blend it. Just very lightly. And go across very gently just to remove any brush strokes. Now, let's come up here. I want a big old strong mountain. Let me grab my palette knife real quick. I left it to the side. Now, let's go ahead. Let's grab a little bit of ivory black. And let's go ahead grab a little bit of Van Dyke brown. And let's mix the two. Let's mix the two. I want a big old mountain. Or just something in the distance. So let's come up here. I think I want it this side. So just, it's kind of like an outline. So here, maybe comes up a bit more around here. Scratch off. You create the mountain that you want. I'm just shaping it the way I would like my mountain to look. And make sure to scratch off the extra paint. You just want like a light stain upon your canvas. You don't need all that paint on top. So just scratch it. The more you're able to take off here, the easier the next step will become. Okay. Now, with the same brush I use for blending, I'm going to grab and pull. And since there's liquid white underneath, you can move that paint. So just move it. Just move, tug, and blend. Shoo. You can shape your mountains here. So just like so. Just blending it out. Okay, now let me clean my knife. Let's go into a little bit of titanium white and a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Just a little bit. I just want sort of a marbled look. Pull across. Get that little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Let's come up here. Very lightly. Think where the light would hit. Very. And all those marbled colors come out, and ooh, it looks like it took you a long time to do it. And in reality, it took you a couple seconds. It actually saved you time because you didn't mix the paint completely. Just like so. But no pressure whatsoever. That's one of the most important parts. You also have to have a paint that's firm enough for this technique. Because if your paint's too runny, almost like acrylic paint, it's harder to work these mountain breaks. Just like so. Let me get an extra little highlight there. I feel like the sun would kiss it more over there. And over here, we can't have this one left out. Okay, let's go ahead, add a little bit of white to our base color. I'm gonna add a little bit more Van Dyke brown into that. Maybe a little touch of blue. Oh, that was too much. I'm using brown to sort of tone it down a bit. Pick up some white to lighten it up. Oh, I kind of like that color. Let's come up here. Do the same thing, but pull the opposite direction. Okay, just like so. Very lightly. You still want those paint breaks. Just like so. And follow the angle of your mountain. That's one of the most important aspects of this. Let's cover that back peak a bit. I feel like the sun wouldn't hit this peak too much. Okay, go back, fix our highlights, whatever you want to change. It's truly up to you. I want more highlights over here. I feel as it was too thinned out. Okay. And you can go back and forth with this. You have unlimited time. You have weeks to work on this. You don't have to do this in half an hour. Shoot. You kind of saw where I was going with that. Okay. And it's a little highlight right around there. That's about it. Tap the base. to create the illusion of mist, but tap following those angles. Those angles are very, very important. So just follow those angles and tap out a bit just to create some mist. Now, just go across very lightly. Very lightly. And just like that, you have yourself a mountain. Now, let's go ahead. Let me grab a fan brush. Oh, this one has a nice spring to it. Let's load up the brush with ivory black and a little bit of sap green. Just mixing it up on the brush. Let's come up here. Let's add a distant foothill. I don't stress too much about the top because at the end I'm going to fix it up. So I'm not too stressed. I'm just basically blocking in color right now. So I'm just starting by tapping and pulling that brush down, just using the corner. So let me show you on the palette. You grab that brush and you're just pushing the corner down and just going across to fulfill that. Maybe over here it gets a bit taller. And you can block in color. I think foothills are very forgiving to make mistakes with. I don't see how it's really hard to mess up like bad with foothills. Now, grab a 2-inch brush. This is what I'm saying. Lightly pull up, and then basically fixes your foothills. Tap out the base. Tap, tap, tap. You can blend it out lightly. But just like so, we have all that going. Now, let's go ahead. Let's add layers upon layers. Let's go into some ivory black with that 2-inch brush. And just sort of block in where you want your land to live. So just swirl it around. Swirl lightly. Okay, just like so. Okay. Let's go into some sap green and some cadmium yellow. Has a little bit of ivory black in there, but you get the gist about it. Maybe even a little bit of liquid white, just a touch, just to thin out that paint. Okay, load both sides of your brush. Come up here and just lay in some land. That's simple. Okay. I get to attach with my brushes. I have some favorite brushes and some brushes I'll use for anything. And the thing what happens with my favorite brushes is I rarely use them. And I gotta start using them more often. Put them to use. That's why I bought them. You could find old brushes on eBay. I tend to like the old ones better than the new ones. Okay, we have that going on. Now, I think let's add a second layer. So going back into our ivory black, load it into your brush and just tap it lightly. You can scrub it, you can do anything. You just want that basic outline on the top. Okay? But if you do scrub the paint, it will wear down your brush a bit. So you just gotta make sure you have that proper care for your brushes. Now, going back to my cadmium yellow, sap green, and a little bit of ivory black, load it up. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, just tap it. You gotta just go for it, really. You'll never know until you try. It's like in life. You'll never know if you tried until you tried something. You just gotta give it all you got. You can't quit halfway. Rocket doesn't stop halfway, that's going out. Keeps going. You gotta carry yourself that way. You gotta keep pushing even when things get hard to be able to achieve the goals you like. Okay, let me grab my palette knife. We'll grab some ivory black, some Van Dyke brown, dark colors, dark for brown. I want a big old cabin. Lay it flat, cut a roll. As you can see here on my palette knife, let's come up here and start laying out your cabin. Maybe you don't want a cabin. It's all up to you. Okay? Just like so. Let me step back a couple seconds just to see where I'm at. I would recommend every time you paint to step back to see how you would perceive it from a distance. Because when you're close up, you lose that look. You're just all up in your canvas. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of artists recommend to do like faraway strokes, loose strokes, something like that. Okay, there we go. Lighting with my camera. Okay, now usually what I like to do here is grab a 1-inch or 2-inch. I don't want to dirty no more 2-inch brush, and just pull the paint. Just pull it to get an even amount on the areas. Now, I think there lives little extra shed out here. You guys can't see much because it's the same color, but I can see it, and you guys will be able to see it right now when I apply my highlight color. So let's put this pile of paint to the side. Let me go into some dark sienna. Some white. Cut a row. Let's come up here. Light would hit strongly here. And then some there. The rest I kind of want Van Dyke Brown because I like the look Van Dyke Brown gives. I could add a little dark sienna just to add a little flavor, but I mostly want Van Dyke Brown in there. Gives me a nice brown. That's too late. Okay? You mix it to whatever degree you want your colors to look. Pull a little. Shoot, very gentle. Very, very gentle. Now, I'm gonna add some darker paint, the base color, and just a little here and there. Some more dark paint right around here. Shoot, not too much light would hit over here. Just like so. You can scratch out. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of my dark sienna. I don't think it suits today's cabin. Okay. Now, let's add in a door. So dark color. And just pull across to make a door. Just like so. Okay? You can scratch in some lines to make it look like an old barn with planks. Whatever you want to imagine. Okay? And then last layer of grass. Let's cover this up. And load up some more paint on my brush. I'm gonna just scrub it just for the sake of saving time. Hopefully I'm not in the shot, like in the way of the shot. I'm gonna start painting from the side. Okay, load up a bit more. Okay, you just need some shadows. Okay, some sap green. Load it up into my cadmium yellow. A little bit of liquid white just to thin out that paint. That way the paint will stick on easier. I think I'm gonna use more paint, that way it's not too thin. There we go. A little bit better. Okay. Just tap some. lightly tap. You don't need to put too much pressure. Okay. A little bit more over here. And finally, the last section. Okay, just like so. Okay, 25 minutes. We have a few minutes to spare. Let's put in a tree. Okay. I don't care too much about the tree. At least the body of the tree. All I care about is the height, really. That tree's kind of just there. Okay, I guess that's good. Good enough. It'll highlight. Everything needs a little highlight. Okay. Just like so. And then I'm going to grab some sap green, ivory black. Let's come up here and let's add some leaves to this tree. Just by pushing up some liquid white, cadmium yellow. I want this tree to stand out a bit. There we go. Maybe a bit more. Oh yeah. And I think that completes today's painting. I really hope you enjoyed this painting and try this painting out. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friend. Goodbye.